Hey, I'm not late. 4 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Welcome everyone. Sky, Z, Fat Panda, LTZ, hey, March, Duck, oh, your names, Noah. Just slightly late, just slightly. Yeah, I'm very hyped actually. The commander is looking good, Achilles. We're gonna have a look on best possible combinations. And we are going to do two things. You can give me your ideas, I will say my ideas, and then finally we will also check AI. Actually, I prepared for this. I'm not fully ready because it requires some more data sets, but what I'm working on right now is extracting specific game information out of Rise of Kingdoms, which will allow, with a custom model, to simulate best combinations for new commanders coming up. Now you can say this is very easy, but it is not, because you know how Rise of Kingdoms is calculating damage and stuff. You know, you need to prepare some data sets so at least it's accurate. So I asked AI already, and I have to say my dataset is not complete yet, so it may not be too accurate, but it got some good ideas and we're gonna check if it's true what it's stating. We have to note that AI possibly is able to see something which we don't see, because it can work with all the data. Wait, Fleisch, my account got deleted by my school since I had accidentally linked it. What? Deleted by my school since I accidentally linked it. I'm not sure what you're referring about. He looks kinda mid, though therefore not QSH kinda level. He's not QSH level. Yeah, this is hard. To be honest, QSH was a mistake. I think it was a rock mistake. I don't think QSH was intended to be this strong, so I would have been astonished if they would have put this with calves, actually. That's a tough thing. Like, QSH is actually slightly overpowered. I don't think it was intended. Like, he's causing damage for like 3 marches. My school took 250 bucks from me. I'm not sure what you're talking about. QSH was a huge mistake. Yeah, it wasn't intended. He's far too strong. So if you would just release a new commander which is same strengths, man. I mean, normally they would have, there was a requirement to nerf Qin, if you ask me, but I think it's too late. The damage already got caused. Slightly, he can't lose trades. I use him, yeah, he's broken. Qin is actually broken. It's a must-have commander. Qin is also one of the reasons why it makes sense if you start newly playing Rise of Kingdoms. Why it makes sense to go into archer equipment actually, because later you can use commander exchange event. You can exchange up to 2 commanders, I think. And yeah, Qin is absolutely a choice. So going into archers early actually makes sense. Let me bring up the commander skills. Is YSG still good? Yeah, he is. I mean, we all know he is good for barb farming and chaining, but actually people using QSH are behind Qin. So Qin, YSG is a combination. Yeah, Qin YSG is being used by a lot of people. Some people prefer Zuge, but I'm seeing more people with YSG. So YSG still has value. Same with Attila. Some commanders, they just do not die. They just, I mean, they're living on. Mr. Limited, can either of the new commanders be used with Nevsky or Joan? Yes, I think they can. AI told me they can, but I will be honest, I just checked the skills myself. I was so busy posting all the stuff, I haven't even read the skills. Honestly, I was so busy posting all the stuff. I just finished reading the skills 5 minutes ago. So, let me just go into it. Let me bring up the skills on the screen. First of all, Achilles. He's looking good, yo, the design is really beautiful. I have no idea how he manages to get such arms. I mean, it's hilarious. It's his arms are bigger as his full body. Yo, no idea how he's doing it, but it looks good. I mean, it fits. It's also the rock style, right? You have like very small legs and stuff, and arms are big. He looks good. Also, look at the nose. Like, yeah, I think the design is really good. I love it. It's a good one. The skills. They're here. Wow, so big. Let's make it smaller. Okay, so first of all, we have to note that for calves, Rise of Kingdoms prefers to do combo. Like, this is a calf thing. For calves, you have combo. For infantry, you have smite, and for archers, you have skill. I think this is the way Rise of Kingdom likes to go. Fleisch, you sound high. SF. What do you mean? What do you mean with high? Something wrong with the voice? Something wrong with a microphone? You mean high like the mic is high, or like me? I'm not high. I'm just a little bit hyped, yeah. The commander looks good. So always when we get some new calves, man, that's good. We need it. Calves definitely need some love. Thanks for the subs. Appreciate it. It's normal. Okay, let's first check the first skill. So 1000 rage, 2 combo attacks with 1000 each, so that's 2000, right? That's not the highest, but hey, it's AoE, and we have the default 15% reduction per target hit. Now we also have march speed reduction of every target being hit, 3 seconds. That's actually good in murder ball fights and stuff. And you will have a lot of AoE, so you kinda can expect to nearly always have the 20% march speed for everyone. Like, people will use him big times, and because you have AoE all over the place, I mean, everyone will be slower, right? So that's my guess. You will have this AoE and march speed reduction everywhere. And if you have it everywhere, I mean, your benefit is not being given anymore. If you're also slow, you know. If you're hunting someone, I can imagine it's good. He recharges really fast. Let me read on. The target also inflicts with 100. The targets are also inflicted with 100 for 10 seconds. Increasing the damage they receive from Persian Spear by 5%. This effect can stack up to 3 times its duration resets whenever it gains another stack, and it does not automatically clear when exiting combat. So this can go up to 15% more damage received by this skill. Okay. Good. Second one. Not sure what the second one was. Is this the second one? Wings of Arc. Wings of Arc. This commander's cavalry units gain 40% attack, 20% march speed, which is good. While outside of alliance territory, they also gain 10% HP. So that's some extra stats. Attack is good. March speed is nice. I would argue you don't need so much march speed on calves. But hey, he most likely will be inflicted by the march speed reduction of Pelian Spear by the enemy, by the opponents. So some extra march speed is not bad actually. Yeah, march speed is always good. But if you use different combinations like archers and infantry, I think the goal is kinda to have everyone like walking the same. Otherwise you're running into troubles. At least this is from my experience. Hephaestian armor. If this commander's troop is on the map, it takes 5% less damage. All incoming skill damage, combo attack damage, and counter damage is reduced by 10%. Whenever this effect reduces a total of 3000 damage factor of damage, this commander casts the Pelian Spear skill. So this is a primary skill. This one is, by the way, being improved by the expertise. And we can straight walk to the expertise skill. There we go. Sing the Wrath of Achilles. If this commander's troop is a field troop, it deals 10% more normal damage. Whenever it uses the Pelion Spear, it gains 10% bonus. Oh no, wait, wrong. This is the one. Okay. Divine Heritage. Enhanced Hephaestion Armor. So, this skill here. 5% less damage. And then it reduces 15% of all skill and combo attack damage. And if it accumulates 2500 damage, he casts the Pelion Spear, primary skill. So always when he has accumulated 2500 damage factor, it's causing him to cast Pelion Spear again. Now I do not see any timeout or delay. So technically, if you like receiving a lot of damage, you casting this skill like a lot of times, and I don't see any delay. Now I'm not sure what 2500 damage factor means. Like, can you relate this? If you, let's say there's a skill, okay? The skill is saying it's causing 2500. If this 2500 would have been casted onto you, okay, it's only 15%, got it. So this would mean 6.6, so 7 times. So just to make some calculation. If a skill damage would cause 2500 damage and he would cast 7 times, it would trigger this because it reached 2500. This is a round calculation. You know, there is a problem with this. It's hard to figure. Like, you need to test it, actually. It can be good, it can be bad. You can just brainstorm this stuff. It ready like Pelion Spear will be activated all the time in ball fight. Yeah, I mean, this really has to be tested. How often it triggers. You can just brainstorm this stuff. Like if you have to get hit 7 times by 2500 skill damage, that's a lot of damage actually. But maybe it's not. So this is one of those commanders which definitely needs some testing. Definitely. Because this is a new technique and it could be a little bit complicated. It's a new mechanic. So let's see how this plays out. So I'm a little bit careful of saying, hey, he will be OP or he won't be OP. Because there's one thing I can tell you. They do not test the commanders. That's the experience. That's what I can say at least. I don't think they really testing this, or maybe they cannot test it. Like KBK situation, maybe they cannot test it. The same thing happened with Qin, yo. I mean, Qin works better than they expected, I'm sure. So the same thing could happen even with Achilles. Maybe it's a Qin. You could be a new Qin. Like, if this is broken and if it's very strong, we're gonna see it. But maybe it's also bad. It could also be bad. Let's check. I just skipped the 3rd skill. This is what I just want to say. Like, it's hard to figure if this is really so strong. It sounds good, but it can be bad or it can even be really OP. It's hard to figure this stuff. Sing the Brass of Achilles. If this commander's troop is a field troop, it deals 10% more normal damage. Whenever it uses the Pelion Spear, so the skill, it gains a 10% bonus to rage gain speed and 10% bonus to attack for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 2 times. Its duration resets whenever it gains another stack, and it does not automatically clear when exiting combat. That's 20% more rage. If you constantly casting your skills, like every 10 seconds, and it resets. 20% more rage? That's a lot actually. Sergio. It says damage factor of damage. Damage factor is active skill. Yeah, that's how I understand it. This is the same thing like you have a skill causing 2500 damage factor. So this is the same, but because this is 15%, so you have to divide 100 by 15, that's 6.6 So this means around, if some commander would do 2500 damage factor to you, he needs to cast 7 times in order to reach the 15%, and then it would cast. Because it says whenever this effect reduces a total of 2500 damage factor, and this is only always the 15%. Yep. Which would result into 16,600 damage factor, like without reduction. So if you received a total of 16.6k damage factor, you're going to cast. Because this is calculating with 15%. This one is also very strong. 20% is a lot. 20% more rate, and you have this constantly up if you keep fighting. But you have 2500 damage factor reduction and 3000 damage factor for the other skill, so that would be insane, to be honest. Triable saying, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna go crazy with the recharges. Okay, so I think the best combination so far I would just see is Arthur. Oh, let me blend off the skills. So Arthur is doing combo if he's primary. If he's secondary, he's casting skill damage. Now for Achilles we only have combo. So normally the argument would be Arthur, Achilles.
Might maketh righteous.
2 combo attacks. We also have some kind of AoE. Now you know what, let me just check AI. I want to check what AI was saying. Based on the skills of the new commander Achilles and cross-reference of the current meta and commander summaries, I have simulated the top 10 best possible combinations. Yo, let's check on this. Like said, the AI thing is not complete yet. But you know what AI said? Achilles primary, Arthur secondary, which is strange. I would say Arthur is combo, so why not using Arthur secondary? Synergy, okay, I'm going to check the synergy now. Let's see if the explanation makes sense. Arthur's third skill, Scabbard of the Stone, grants a that's correct. Scabbard of the Stone grants a 10% skill damage and 10% combo attack damage when attacking a field troop. This is multiplied by 3, giving Achilles a 30% combo attack damage buff. If their troop is attacking a field troop, these damage bonuses are multiplied by 3. Okay, that's correct. This 30% buff stacks with Achilles' own 10% normal damage buff, making his Pelion Spear both active and free cast hit exceptionally hard. Arthur's secondary active skill is a massive AoE direct damage nuke, which also benefits from his 30% skill damage buff. That's correct. This one fits. This pair has 2 massive AoE attacks, 1 combo, 1 skill, insane buffs, and the S tier tanking of Achilles. There's one thing which is not involved. Yeah, AI, there's something missing in AI, and these are the armaments. AI doesn't know yet about armaments, so this is a thing which is not being respected. Because with armaments, the situation is slightly different, because you're kind of concentrating either on combo or on skill. Now you could argue that you can use the arch formation. Arch formation always works. For me, for example, I will stay with arch for now, because you can switch it around. Will you show also Hector? We can also check Hector actually. But we can see that AI is working. You just need to provide all important ordered information. Like you cannot just throw all the information all there, otherwise it's gonna mix up. Like said, this is early stage, but we already get some ideas. So AI is saying Achilles primary, Asa secondary. Normally I would say, hey, let's go with Asa primary and then Achilles secondary. But hey, let's test after, maybe it plays out, it's good. Second best combination, which AI is saying, Joan of Arc primary, Achilles secondary. Okay. Why? This pairing replaces the Nevsky-Joan meta match. Joan prime is the ultimate support and Achilles is a far better damage partner for her the Nevsky due to his damage type. So Joan would be primary, Achilles would be secondary. Synergy. When Achilles secondary uses his Pelian Spear, it has a 100% chance to trigger Joan's active skill, Sacred Banner. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, Joan of Arc is triggering anyways, right? So this argument doesn't, this argument doesn't count because Joan of Arc is casting her skill anyways. So it's referring to 100%, but it's 100% always. Right? Or is there something I don't see? When Achilles secondary, uses his Pelian Spear, it has a 100% chance to trigger Joan's. Hold on. Whenever the troop's secondary commander uses an active skill, it has a 100% chance to trigger the commander's Sacred Banner skill cooldown 10 seconds. Hey, that's true. That's actually a thing. Because, hey, this is true. I mean, you triggering Achilles' active skill far more often. And this should trigger Joan of Arc. Right? So yeah, this could actually be a thing. AI is right on this. This is how I understand it. Whenever the troop secondary commander uses an active skill, so Achilles would do this pretty often, right? It has a 100% chance to trigger. Only the 10 seconds cooldown is a thing, but I mean, you're triggering this very often. Could be a good thing. You see, it works, you know? You're not always seeing this stuff, but I mean, if you provide all the information to AI, it can do these things. But like I said, this is not fully complete. I need to prepare a little bit more data and data sets, and then it's kind of going to be perfect. We get a new commander and I can tell you all the good combinations. Like most likely. By the way, AI also knows the meta, okay? The meta matches are known, so AI knows what we are currently using as best combinations. Let me proceed. Sacred Banner provides a 5% all damage buff and 20 rage per second to allies. What? Oh yeah, okay. That's just a note. that Joan is doing this. Crucial, Joan's third skill, Return of the Saint, grants a 30% normal damage buff for 1 second after she uses her active skill. Wow, this is also true. This is big. 30% bonus normal damage. This is good for Achilles. Tuco Prime. Asa first, Achilles second best, right? AI is saying something different. But I would say Asa primary is the way to go. To be honest. But it needs to be tested. There's some information missing. Maybe it's Achilles primary and Asa secondary. I actually pointed out why that is. So let me proceed with the prediction for Joan primary and Achilles secondary. Crucial, Joan's third skill, Return of the Saint, grants, okay, 30% normal damage, we got this. This creates a perfect loop. Achilles casts, Joan casts, Joan buffs Achilles normal combo damage, Achilles gets rage to cast again, all while Achilles' own buffs and free cards are active. Boom! There you go. See, this is what AI can see. I read it again. This creates a perfect loop. Achilles casts, Joan casts. Joan buffs Achilles normal combo damage. This is a 30% normal damage buff. Achilles gets rage to cast again, all while Achilles' own buffs and free casts are active. That's good. Did AI know combo formation armaments? The armaments are not fully known, so what I'm saying here right now is not fully complete. That's what I said. Like, don't take it for granted. This is not complete yet. So it's some assumptions which makes sense, right? It makes a little bit of sense. At least it's reasonable. So the third combination AI is saying is Achilles primary, Philip secondary. Achilles primary, Philip secondary. Why? This is a hyper buff march replacing Asa Philip. Philip is a universal support who provides one of the strongest damage buffs in game. Philip's active skill, Persidian Phalanx, buffs nearby allies, but the effects are multiplied by 2 for his own troop. This means Achilles March gains a 40% all damage bonus and a 20% damage reduction buff for 2 seconds. This massive 40% damage buff applies directly to Achilles AoE Pelion Spare combo attacks, resulting in devastating burst. This buff will be active frequently thanks to Achilles Rage gain and free casts. So hey, AI saying Philip secondary, Achilles primary. Hyper buff march. This can replace Asa Philip and Asa would be free. Another one, Achilles primary Takeda. What the hell? Okay, I'm not too sure about this. This is a pure normal attack grinder, similar to the Attila Takeda rally pair. Synergy. Takeda's active skill applies burn. His expertise skill Koshurigange makes troop deal 30% plus normal damage to burned enemies. This 30% buff stacks with Achilles' 10% normal damage buff, making all of Achilles' combat attacks, basic attacks incredibly strong. Takeda also provides 40% cavalry defense, the strong heal over time. I'm not too sure about this one. I'm not sure you're gonna use Takeda. This is not enough damage output. I mean, you know, if Achilles is casting his primary skill very often, increasing your normal damage could be a thing actually. So I'm not, could be right, could be wrong. We're just checking possible combinations. Another combination would be Achilles primary, Attila secondary. Why? This is the ultimate anti-skill march. It's perfectly synergy strengthens while ignoring weakness. Attila's active skill gives a 30% normal damage buff, which directly buffs Achilles' Pelion Spear. Attila's third skill reduces skill damage dealt by 30%. This is a huge benefit. Hold on. Okay, it's 30% less skill damage, but it's fine because it's not casting skill damage, it's combo damage. This is a huge benefit as Achilles does not deal skill damage. There we go, he deals combo damage. So this relation is there. That's actually correct. So Attila could be a thing. Yeah, Attila has a skill damage reduction, but if you use Achilles primary, yeah, that's not a problem. That's fine, so Attila could be a thing. The same skill also makes the troop take 15% less skill damage. This stacks with Achilles' own 15% skill damage reduction, giving the march a permanent 30% reduction against skill damage nukers like Zugeleien. Okay, okay. I will just finish reading those combinations AI is coming up and then we can check over again. Achilles primary, Beli secondary. This march replaces the Hu-Beli meta pairing. It is a high utility, high stat tanky debuffer. Insane tankiness. Achilles has 15% skill combo counter reduction. Beli has 10% skill damage reduction. This march will shrug off skill damage. Crippling debuffs. Achilles provides a AoE 20% march speed. Slow. Beli's active 2400 inflicts deception, increasing the target's rage cost. High stats. The pair combines for 70% Kef attack, 40% march speed, 25% defense and 10% HP. Well, not too sure about this. Ooh, William would be a good pair, I think. Because William can produce a lot of rage. So Achilles primary, William secondary. This pair delivers two massive AoE attacks. Achilles combo attack, 1000 2 times, and William skill, 1500. Wait, I think it's referring to the base value, right? No, it's referring to the maximum. William's fourth skill provides AoE rage for allies and a 20% defense buff for his own march when hitting 2 more targets, which both skills will do. William also provides a 10% all damage buff and a debuff that prevents enemies from gaining skill damage buffs. Okay, then it proceeds. I'm gonna work on this, but I think the first version works okayish. I think it's okayish. Now I would assume it's rather Asa primary. Because you have combo. You have another 20% march speed. Wow, this is 40% march speed actually. That's a lot. That's a lot actually. Okay. So I think personally I would have said Asa is going to be the primary one. Achilles secondary, but maybe after testing we're gonna see this is not the case. Always when we have a commander which has some new mechanics, well, a lot of combinations could work actually. Joan sounds interesting. Joan really sounds interesting. Like, this could really snowball. This could really snowball. So again, let me check it. So one of the predictions is Joan primary and Achilles secondary. And the reason is this trigger chance. We have a cooldown of 10 seconds, but this should fire pretty often.
No knight who sits
So, hold on. Cavalry. It's too bad we cannot choose combo or something. Subutai. Could he be used for rallies? Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, but let me put on the image again. 2500 damage factor. If you're doing rallies, you're receiving a lot of skill damage, and yeah, it's only the damage factor. Okay, so I'm not too sure about this. But if this would trigger very often, this could be a thing even for rallies. Is there anything saying primary or secondary commander? I think there's nothing. Doesn't matter how you use him. Could be a thing with Subutai maybe. Subutai is also combo. Could you replace Attila? The problem is that Joan is skill damage. Yeah, but Joan, whenever that troop uses an active skill, it gains a 30% bonus to normal damage. There you go. So it's also buffing the combo. There you go. And the combo damage is being done by Achilles skill. Whenever that troop is an active skill, it gains bonus to normal damage deed for the next 1 second. Okay, hold on. Whenever that troop uses an active skill, well, I'm not sure this 1 second will help when casting the skill. D, hey, welcome. I feel Achilles should be primary. You mean in this combination with Joan? I just checked the wrong one, sorry. Tja, to be honest, needs to be tested. Maybe it's a thing. Joan of Arc, Achilles. I know it feels awkward. Achilles should be first. You know what I'm going to do in the next 2 days, I think? I will also add information about the armaments and then I'm going to run it again. The armaments information actually is important. It's a crucial. But I think Joan of Arc is a very, very nice synergy. And that's actually true. It should work this way. Maybe it's even a thing for Subutai. Maybe it's replacing Attila. This needs to be tested. It's hard to say how the damage factor will really outplay. It could be broken good or it could be really bad. Like there's a risk that Achilles may not perform. Because the 2500 even is too high. It depends if they tested this. Which formation you use for Joan? Joan is skill damage, no? So you need to use wedge. Freya, hey. We just need to see if his third skill will fire off instantly, not using a rage accumulated. Yeah, like said, this really needs to be tested. Let's see, are there other combinations which could work? I think Birdie's out. We don't need to talk about Birdie. Even AI said something about Birdie. I don't think it's gonna work. So I think the most possible combinations, I think everyone is aligned. Asa. Second best, Joan of Arc. So that's my prediction. Most likely Asa, and second best commander most likely is Joan of Arc. And the reason is the automatically skill cast when the primary commander is casting, and this should happen very often with Achilles. Well, let's see, maybe it's gonna be the way AI is predicting. I just have seen someone Joan with Philip with another formation. It is like endless skills. I mean, AI also said that Philip could be something good. I'm not sure that you followed since the beginning, Freya. But yeah, AI said Achilles primary and Philip secondary. Philip's active skill Macedonian phalanx buffs nearby allies, but the effects are multiplied by 2 for his own troop. This means Achilles March gains a 40% plus all damage bonus. And a 20% damage reduction buff for 2 seconds. That's 40% damage buff for his skill. And when he's firing often, this should be pretty strong. I'm never on time, you know this, Fleisch. Yeah, same like me. So yeah, Achilles primary, Philip secondary. This could replace Asa Philip. That's probably the best pairing, no cooldown with Achilles' third skill. D, what exactly you mean? No cooldown with Achilles' third skill? Yeah, you mean this one. The 3000, the 2500. There is no cooldown. But you referring to Philip? Yeah, I'm not too sure why Philip should be the best combo. At least for, if this is what you mean. I don't think Philip will be the best combo. It's most likely a good one, but... But you know, here's the thing. If you can replace Asa Philip with Achilles Philip, well, that's good. Then people have Asa free for some other combination. So this makes Achilles actually a very viable commander. Beli was also predicted. Even Takeda was mentioned by AI, but I'm not too sure about Takeda. Could be a thing, but only if the primary skill is firing very often, because then increasing your normal damage can have a value. But hey, let's take. I say Achilles Nevsky, best burst plus defense break, full cuff synergy. It's not this easy. Have you just normally asked AI? Yeah, it's not this easy. You cannot just straight ask. Like, you have to provide a lot of information. It's a complicated thing. Nevsky. Hey, Nevsky skill. Yeah, you have to be aware of the following. If you do not teach or tell AI the difference between skill and normal attack and stuff, it cannot differentiate. Also the armaments are important. Check Hector, please. Okay, let's check Hector. I will be honest, I haven't even checked Hector's skills. There's no honor in war, only sorrow. Okay. Let's see the skills. Okay, the primary one. 1000 rage, shepherd of his people. This skills affect... Oh wait, first the talents, leadership, versatility, support. Versatility is useless, support is good actually. Support tree is one of the best, at least for rage. This skills effect depends on the talents of the primary commander of this commander's troop. What? Ah, okay. So if you use infantry, cav, or otherwise, it has a different effect. Infantry, smite damage, okay, so it's versatile. Infantry deals smite damage, is the active skill. Infantry deals smite damage to a target troop. Damage factor is 2600 for the next 3 seconds. Up to 5 nearby, allied and frantic troops take 5% less damage. This goes up to, okay, 5 is maximum. 5 nearby. Okay, cavs. Okay. Cav launches 2 combo attacks against a target troop. Damage factor 1400. So 2/8. For the next 3 seconds up to now, okay, the same thing. Otherwise deals direct damage to a target troop. Damage factor 2, this for archers or siege. For the next 3 seconds up to, okay, same thing. Okay, that makes him very versatile. Now there's one thing, I haven't entered this skill information into AI yet, so you know, maybe Achilles Hector is even a thing. Second one. This commander's troop, I'm not sure this is the second or the third, doesn't matter. This commander's troop gain 20% march speed, 10% HP, 30% defense. That's very nice stats. That's a lot. Okay, let's say it's okay. It's okay. I mean, we have the march speed, but overall it's 40% bonus stats. Let's see. Violent Mortal. If this commander's troop is attacking a troop on the map, if their troop's primary commander has an infantry or cavalry talent, every second their troop has a 50% chance to gain a 20% bonus to normal damage, dealt for the next 5 seconds, cooldown 7 seconds. Otherwise, every second their troop has a 50% chance to gain a 30% bonus to skill damage. Okay, so this means if their troop's primary commander hasn't the infantry or cav talent, so if it's archers or if it's siege, leadership, then every second the troop has a 50% to gain a 30% bonus to skill damage deal for the next 5 seconds. Okay, so that's a buff. Favor of Apollo. This commander's troop takes 10% less normal damage when attacking a troop on the map. One of the following effects will trigger based on the talents of the troop's primary commander. Inf. When smite damage, 50% chance that the damage will be increased by 15%. Can trigger up to 3 times per second. Okay. Cooldown 10 seconds. Oh, that's a high cooldown. That's a high cooldown, 10 seconds. Cav, whenever the troop launches Basic attack is 20% chance to launch an extra combo attack. Damage factor 400. Can trigger up to 3 times per second. Okay, it says it can trigger up to 3 times per second. Cooldown 10 seconds. So this kinda can stack. So it's around 15 to 45%. I think that's what it means. Yep, it can either be 15 or up to 45%, and if it triggered, it has a cooldown of 10 seconds. Right? That's how I understand it. A 5-man AoE of Achilles triggers Philip Force skill on each enemy, that pairing probably busted. Cooldowns on 3rd and 4th skill are way high. Yeah, the 10 seconds is actually a lot, but keep in mind it can go from 15 to 45%. Because it says can trigger up to 3 times per second. So 50% chance you have 15, 50%, another 50% and another 50%. So this is how it's being determined, if it's 15, 30 or 45. Otherwise, whenever the troop inflicts a debuff on an enemy troop, it takes 5% less damage for the next 10 seconds. It can stack up to... Okay. Yo, these are some complex mechanics. Blood of Dardanus. If this commander's troops contains only 1 unit type, it deals 10% more damage. If the troop contains at least 2 unit types, it takes 10% less smite combo skill damage. You know what I am doing right now? We're gonna check. Lenses off. Let's check what the community is saying. So we had a voting. Okay, what do we have? 1000 people voted for Achilles so far. We have around 700 for Hector. So people think Achilles will be good. Most people voted for amazing. That's actually a good rating. You know what? Let's compare with Arthur. I think Arthur is a while ago, right? Anyone knows when Arthur got released? Anyone got the date from Arthur? Freya, are you still in here? What was the date for Arthur? Subutai. This is Subutai's rating. Just to compare, okay? Like some kind of prediction of the community. Philip. I mean, look at this. This was Philip. Now, Philip is actually pretty good. But most people voted solid. I think now they would be voting differently. More would be on amazing, because Philip is actually very good. Ragnar. I think I already passed it. Yeah, I already passed it, most likely. Do we see this in game? Hold on. There should be. Arthur.
No knight who sitteth at my table.
There is information, right? Ah, here it is. January. Okay, okay, January. Yeah, we got this. January should be here. Hey, where's Arthur? Hey, oh, 24. Good morning. Too far. This was too far. Okay, a bit more. Should be here. So Butai? Hey, I haven't done it on Arthur? Oh my god, I missed it. Okay, whatever. I think I missed it. Or it wasn't content alert. Was it in content alert? No, I think I missed it. Okay, anyways. I don't know how the rating would have been. But yeah, you can see the ratings are pretty good. Yeah. So I think I will improve a little bit more on my AI stuff. I will feed it a little bit more information. And keep in mind, we should get one more Cav commander. This is just one of the 2 commanders we going to get. So hopefully the second one will also be good. For Hector, I'm not too sure. For Hector, I'm not too sure. He could be a replacement for Philip. But we definitely have new mechanics on those commanders, which require some testing. Alrighty, guys, any question? Cause then I'm going to wrap up the stream. So I think most people would predict Asa is going to be the best combination. I think second best will be Joan of Arc. Maybe even Joan of Arc primary. Because there's a very nice synergy with auto-casting her skill. It's a 10 seconds cooldown, but Achilles should cast pretty often. So this would also trigger Joan of Arc's double skill pretty often. Can you explain? Wait, the fact those are not the next gen Cav commander. Yeah, they are actually. So at least this is what I think. This is one of the 2 next gen Achilles. I think this is how they will be doing it. So this is one of the Cavs we're going to get. There is going to be a second Cav. At least that's what I think. Yep. Alright, seeing forward for this commander. Looks good. Should be nice. How would I use him? I think the risk that he's bad is really, really low. So people can... Is this a wheel or MGE commander? I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, I am sure. Hold on, let's check. I am actually sure. Cavalry ready commander. This is a wheel commander. It's a wheel commander. Because the MGE commander is either garrison or leadership. So it's either a garrison commander or a rally commander. You always get one of those. Because he is not. He most likely will be wheel commander. So you can get him in the wheel. Oh, and I think it's event. Maybe it's not even in the wheel. Maybe it's just the event, right? Yeah, that's what they said actually. So maybe you can only get it in event. So there will no be new Cav in the wheel, but the second new Cav will most likely be in the MGE. This is how it could play out. Yep. Alrighties, hey, thank you very much for watching. Before you leave, please drop a like on the stream. And when I finish my AI commander stuff, I may also post this in Discord. I may even make it available for people to ask the questions via Discord bot. So this would be great. A bot which has all the information of Rock and which you can just ask any questions and which can make predictions. But as said, it's not this easy. Like, you have to provide a lot of information so it understands how it works. Alrighties, thanks for joining. This was rather a small stream. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. I think I'm going to stream tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but I think tomorrow is going to be a video about account security. Yeah. Alright, have a good day, guys. Freya, also thanks for joining. GG's, see you on the next one.